And you're on.
Oh, there we are. I thought we were on and we weren't on, but
No,
we
you're
are
on.
here. Welcome, everybody. Larry, welcome back to the show, man.
It's good to be back. Thank you.
Good to have you back. If you don't know, Larry is the man behind is it the Mayhem Bike and Tattoo? Is it a formal official name, or am I calling it the wrong thing? Okay.
Mayhem, the main event motorcycle rally, but it's also people are calling it Bullhead River Run.
Yeah.
Bullhead Bike Week.
Sometimes you can't shake the old names, right?
Well, no, I'm utilizing Bullhead River Run too, just to let people know that it's the same weekend, same stuff, same things are happening. Basically, we're definitely not at the major level that it was in its heyday, but that's the goal, is to get back to there.
Yeah, and we'll give a quick recap to those who don't know, but we had the River Run here in town for years and years and years. It essentially went away, and you revived it.
Yes, well,
and
that's what we're
in
doing.
its new form.
Yeah, and it's over here in Bullhead. Everything, all the stuff that we had going on over there in Laughlin is all happening over here now. Nothing's happening in Laughlin other than the fact that we're filling their casinos up and filling their hotel rooms. Yeah. And we have 2 concerts that are happening on Friday and Saturday night, and that'll be happening at the Anderson Field House, which is the quote-unquote main location, because all of the activity that's happening there with the tattoo convention is also happening inside the same room as the concerts. And the concerts and the tattoo convention will be operating at the same time for the hours of the concerts.
And we keep talking about old times, but I'll tell you, it went great last year. I mean, everything I heard was numbers were good. I mean, the vibe was good, all that stuff. Jeff, I know you were looking for. Did you end up finding any pictures from last year? It looked like a great time.
Yeah, we do have a couple pictures. I can bring them.
And then,
up
by
there.
all means, when it pops up, let me know what I'm looking at here. But we always tell stories. I tell stories. When I was a kid and we go to the bike run, it was like, this was unreal. And so it's cool to see.
I remember when I was a kid. It was awesome.
It was awesome. Yes, 100%. And I remember sneaking around, hoping nobody checked me for. I can't remember if I was old enough to be over there.
Here's a little picture of
just walking up and down Casino Drive.
All right, so where is this at? In
Vendor Row.
That's at Anderson Field
So that's
House.
in the parking lot.
Yes, from last year.
Yeah, man, that's a great scene. Now, how many vendors do you know a number of vendors that you had?
I think we had about 13 or 14 vendors. Some took up more spaces than others. So we took up we took up one of the entire sections at the Anderson Fieldhouse for vendors, and then in the middle we had the entertainment, and then on the other side we had a stunt show last year, which we're not going to have again this year. We're going to allow that area for bike parking, and we're bringing in a big tent. Because is
that Argonda back in the day?
That's funny, Shane.
That's from last year. That's the Quiet Riot.
Did you see the picture? We're making it a big deal. Argonda was in a hairband back in the day.
Yeah, he showed me earlier.
And
I had to
so
show him.
every time I see anything related to that, I'm bringing it back up, Argonda.
Yeah, I know.
That's cool.
It's never going to die now.
No, hell no. It's never going to die. It's going to be brought up forever. So did your numbers – let me rephrase. Did your numbers of vendors, things like that, increase this year? You're going to be about the same? Anyone new jump out at you?
Well, so we have a new location. So we're hoping that we'll have a lot more vendors here. So we still are working on getting some vendors. We already have more vendors than we did last year. But we have an entirely new venue to fill full of vendors.
So a lot of venue vendors. That's you get tongue-tied real quick.
Yeah, a lot of V's. Right? So we have Bullhead City Community Park, we have Gary Keith Park, and we have the Anderson Field House, where we're going to have music, and we will have the bar set up. And last year we didn't have any shade outside at the Anderson Field House, so we brought in a big tent for that, and we also brought in a big tent for shade at the Gary Keith Park. And we have the Ramada at the Bullhead City Community Park.
Man, that's going to be you got all bases covered. That's every major spot in town.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, shoot, that's awesome.
So we also at the Bullhead City Community Park have RV spots for sale. That's a great price, and we also have tent camping that's going to happen there. So if you want to party a little bit longer at the bar and just be able to walk back to your place, then it's right there.
I'm guessing you have some people taking you up on that. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
Now, we have talked about it last year, but we may have some people viewing who didn't. What really motivated you to bring this thing back to the life it has now?
So it's a mixture of things. So I've been running the tattoo convention for the last 15 years. That's been connected to the Laughlin River Run. Not necessarily connected. I've just been running in the middle of it the same dates.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah. And everybody loved it. Even the promoters for DowCon, they didn't fight me on it because it brought people to their event, and maybe they sold some more T-shirts for it or something, or maybe sold some more rooms or whatever.
Yeah, you helped them book things.
Yep. And then from what I understand in 2019, that company didn't really want to do it anyways, but they were contractually obligated to, so they put on a kind of a janky one in 2019. And then but my numbers were still good inside the tattoo convention for 2019. My numbers were still good, but the numbers outside weren't as good, and they didn't sell out all the hotel rooms like they normally do. And that's kind of been happening the last 5 years, is they're kind of handing hotel rooms back, and that's kind of how we're judging how many people are coming into town by hotel stays.
Oh,
and that's how they've always been kind of judging it. And so we have communication with the hotels in that regard, and they're supportive of what I'm doing. I don't know how much more support I could get from them, but I am willing to get any support I can get from the properties over there, just to put that out there.
Well, and I want to ask you a little bit about the tattoo convention part of it, right? So a tattoo convention consists of artists coming in and discussing trade, or is it really like a big blitz of opportunity to come get ink from unique artists? What does a tattoo convention really consist of? Like, man, look at that. That's fantastic.
Yep. So the tattoo convention is we get 100 booths together or so, and then we put 1 or 2 artists in each one, and so there's 100 to 200 artists at the show, and they all showcase their abilities to the public. And my job is to get people into the door as a promoter, and so people can go around and they can look at each person's portfolio and get involved with the artist that they identify with their work. So everybody's work's unique, to their own thing. And that's, you kind of asked me what motivated me to do this, and I kind of spaced where we were going with that. But
it's okay. We got a lot to cover.
Right. But the tattoo convention, after 15 years of doing it, and it's like a family for me. All these guys
I
that
bet.
come.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys that come have been coming since the first one when we did it at the. It was at the Flamingo, when it was the Flamingo.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
And so now it's the Aquarius. And
a lot of people don't even remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, where was the Flamingo?
Flamingo. That's Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hilton Flamingo.
And so we've kind of done it at each property over there over the course of the last 15 years, and these guys have followed me around and done their tattoos on all the bikers and all the enthusiasts for that week. And now that the other one kind of came to an abrupt close for multiple reasons, one of them being COVID.
Right, yeah.
2021, it was either going to skip another year
or evolve,
or it was going to change.
Yep.
And I stepped up to make that change, and we were actually going to initially do it in Laughlin. And then it turned out that because of the mandates and restrictions, that it wouldn't be feasible on that side of the river.
Nevada was tough.
Yeah.
Nevada was tough.
So
That's one of the things that killed it.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So we brought it over here, and we did a successful miniature one for 2021. I just didn't want to skip a year. And the tattoo artists came over. They did their thing, and now that things are opening up, it's time to get back into full swing. So last year I wanted to set a precedence for what to expect out of me for the few years to come,
And now you said 100 booths, 2 per booth?
Yeah, I
About?
You can do as many as two artists in a booth, but some guys come solo.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. I know that tattoo people are very loyal about their artist. You go get a tattoo, you get a connection with that person. You really like their style. That's why you chose them.
Right.
Do we have some pretty well-known tattooers coming in?
Well, we've got tattooers from all over the world. We've got tattoo artists from Spain coming, and
way.
tattoo artists from
That's
Italy.
cool.
Giorgio's coming, and Juan is coming from Mallorca. He
So
lives
who's
on
the
an
best?
island.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, that guy,
You're funny.
the best isn't tattooing during that weekend. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I tattoo also, but I don't tattoo during the rally. I'm just got too many things going on and too many responsibilities. But the tattoo convention is really a big motivating factor as to why I felt the need to continue it, and also and in continuing it. You know, I've been in the town for a long time, and these businesses here always relied on the river run to take them above and beyond what the normal layer of income was. So these small businesses really relied on the river run to make that capital for a reinvestment into their business.
Yeah, I think everyone feels that a little bit. You know, there's a couple of real important events that put that shot in the arm that, you know, you go from staying even
right.
to making money, staying even, making money.
Right.
And I'm sure that there's a lot of appreciation around town that you kept this thing alive.
Yes, definitely from the businesses that were full last year. They definitely know that they were full last year.
Well, yeah.
And that's what's really important is bringing the revenue to town, because we're a tourist area. We're not producing anything. We're not a manufacturing area or anything like that. We've got a nice river, and we got to bring people to it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So let me ask you this. You had mentioned, you know, some of those stations. How did the city help put this together with you? Was that something you had to fight with them on?
No,
or were they
not at
willing
all.
participants?
Oh, God, no. Tom Brady last year, the last mayor that we had, he was all for it. The city manager, Toby Cotter, all for it. So his office and the mayor's office, everybody was 100% on board.
Mayor Browdy went on the Harley ride.
Yeah, that's right.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we're going to do that again this year.
Nice.
And hopefully he'll come back out on his Harley with us to do the mayor's ride, because that's what we're calling it, is the mayor's ride.
We're gonna get Steve on one too.
Yeah, I'm actually working on that, because he hasn't bought one himself, so I'm working on.
Hey, well, let's put some
figuring it
pressure
out.
on him here on the show. Steve, what are you doing?
Yeah,
man?
you better
Come
go get a
on.
bike, bro.
That's right.
How you gonna ride in the mayor's ride with no?
No bike.
Come
on.
man.
Well, I actually talked to C.J. Kelly from Hardyville Cycles.
Yeah, he used to work for us.
Yeah, and he's a great guy, and he's got his mind wrapped around what to do about that.
All right.
In the event that Steve doesn't have a bike by then.
I would love to hear what CJ wants to do. CJ, first of all, world-class human. Like you talk about, you know, we sat down, we had a great conversation before the show. Me and CJ had that probably once a week at the dealership. You know, he'd poke his head in my office, and we'd sit and we'd look up and go, "Oh shoot, that was 20 minutes. We probably need to get back to work."
That's right.
You know, but he's one of those people. Like he's a good dude to talk to, and this and that, and. We miss him. We miss you, CJ.
We
and
need
your
those
hair.
people. We
Yes.
need
Yeah.
those people in town.
His best hair in the
We're gonna
dealership.
try to get him on the show. Working on that.
Yep, best hair in
He's
the
doing a
dealership,
great job.
best accessories.
Just so everybody here knows, he's doing a great job out
Yeah,
there.
and he
cool.
opened up a bike shop. You said Hardyville Cycles. Right?
Hardyville Cycles, right there
And
over on Riverview.
Riverview, thank you. I was trying to think where it was. I knew I drove by and saw him out there one day. I honked at him. He didn't know it was me.
Is he affiliated with the Hardyville Stranglers?
No.
I like how CJ's got that little like tie into everything. You know,
Yeah.
he could have
So-
picked whatever name he wanted, and he went with
cool.
something like that.
Hardyville,
you know?
because we used to be Hardyville.
Yeah.
That's
where
right, yeah.
The origin of this community was Hardyville.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Now, did you say CJ had a plan for getting the mayor's run going, or is that top secret?
He's working on. Well, the mayor's run is going to happen. We just need to get Steve on a bike. So we're wrapping our head around how to get him on a bike if he doesn't already have a bike by then, which is looking like we're going to need to get him a bike.
Yeah, I think I'll send him a message later. We'll start putting the pressure on him now.
That's
How
right.
much time do we have? Does he ride? Do you know?
We're about 2 months out. He's ridden a motorcycle before.
All right. Well, this is easy. Let's make it happen. Let's go.
It's like riding a bike, right?
Well,
I think there's a lot of famous last words. Guys like, oh yeah, I ride. Let me get on this thing. You know.
we'll see.
Oh man, let's knock on wood.
So what else you got going on that you want to make sure we get? You know, as you know, I can sit here and BS all day, all night, but I want to make sure that we do get your message out first and foremost.
How about the poker runs?
Are you
Yeah,
still
the
looking
poker
for
runs.
vendors? Or are you pretty booked up?
No, we're still looking for vendors. We got lots of space. We have three locations, so we got lots of space. So come on out and get a part of this. I do have a discount deal for local tri-state vendors, businesses who want to get involved that are here, and the way that I look at the tri-state is Kingman, Lake Havasu, Laughlin, everything in between, Bullhead, Fort Mojave, Mojave Valley.
Golden Valley,
is that set,
Kingman.
is that like a case-by-case basis, or do you have like a separate? It just how does that work for a local vendor? I know that
they'll contact me.
Everything we do, we try to support local first, and of course, like in the grand scheme of things, we support everyone. But we always try, and like you said, our town kind of runs as the events go, and as the events go, so go the vendors, small business, and everything else. So.
Well, I definitely want to take care of everything local, and that's one thing that I've concentrated on since I've taken this on is maintaining all of my infrastructure needs. I get them all local. I don't outsource outside of town. So all the money that I spend it here.
So let me ask you: do you know how much revenue you generate for the city or for the town, or?
You know what? I couldn't tell you how much revenue that I generate for the town, but I know that the cost for this event is high.
That's usually a pretty good barometer, right? If it costs a lot of money and you're still doing it, it's probably
it generates
in a lot of
lot.
money.
I can tell you.
I think that they do have those stats at the city. I might be able to get those.
Yeah, I'd be real curious to find out.
Yeah.
I'm actually we're doing a groundbreaking, and you're welcome to join us Monday. What's the date, Argon? Is that the 27th? Thank you. 8 a.m. We got a new facility going in up at our main location, and the mayor be there, Toby Cotter be there. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to try and find out, just for my own curiosity, what kind of revenue something like this does, because it's got to be huge. I just think about you bring in, I'm a sports guy, right? There's a little local sports tournament,
right?
And every restaurant in town is packed.
Oh yeah, no.
So you're bringing that many adults,
No, it's real, and its potential is huge.
Yeah,
its potential is huge. So Sturgis, let's talk about Sturgis, because that's kind of my goal here is to make this the Sturgis of the West,
which it was on its way back in the day. Yeah.
Well, so here's the problem with it being located centrally in Laughlin is that there's no room for expansion there.
Right.
On this side, there's totally room for expansion. Across,
and you have a willing participant in the city and parks, and
they're all about it because they want that revenue. So for every RV space sold, they make money. For every tent camping space that's sold, they make money.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
That's not just off of me; that's off of everywhere in town.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what's the next step in growing this thing to whatever the next level? Like nothing becomes a Sturgis overnight, right?
Right.
What's the next step? What's the thing that's holding you back from getting to that thing?
So. Gas prices is one. Gas prices is definitely a holdback on getting some of these vendors, the big box vendors from the East Coast, to want to come back over here, especially considering the fact, and I'll explain this. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and California, the way that they have changed their regulations has made it to where if you're a big rig and you haven't gone through all this stuff, you're not going into California. You're just not going in there. So the other rallies that happen, or you're going through California,
right?
You're going
so
into
to make
California,
it worthwhile, they got to be able to hit the California
all
stops.
of them, and they can't. So if they can't hit those, it's just me.
That's rough.
Right. So I'm actually.
Hey, listen. I know we got a lot of California people, but leave it to California to ruin everything, right?
Oh man. Yeah.
And I don't mean the people. I mean the government. So.
But they definitely are watching. I'm in communication with a lot of them, but and that's something that is my goal also, is to get these big box vendors to come back here and want to be a part of this and support this.
Yeah. So I remember we were talking about back in the day. Man, you drive along Casino Drive before the actual bike run started, and it was like huge semis at every single stop.
Yep.
And each one seemed to bring its own crowd.
That's right, and that's what we want too. We want all of those guys to come here, and these big box vendors too. Is I'm willing to work with them because there was a point where the old promotion company thought that they needed him more than he needed them.
Right.
But what is it without all these guys? It's
right.
fun.
Yeah. Well, that's everything, right? The power kind of shifts. You get a little too big for your britches, and then you go.
That's kind of what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be really cool, and I would love to see that expand. Especially like we have such a cool locale. Like you mentioned, the river, 66 up the road, Oatman, Havasu's right down the road. I mean, you could really expand this thing. I remember they used to do. I assume you guys still do runs to different locations, things like that. I know you're busy with the tattoo convention, but we have such a unique and fun locale to cruise up and down. You go down, you go down Topak, you go across that bridge. You're like, I thought I was in a desert. Now you're over
the hill in the Golden Valley from Oakland. The switchbacks.
It's a great locale, and I don't know, like I said, how we could support or whatever, but we're happy to do stuff like this with you, man. This is really cool.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, and like I said, we'll if Jeff doesn't already, he might be doing it already, but go out, cover it, support it, get eyes on it. You guys have a great following. You got a great group of people, and I can't imagine a more passionate group than Bikes and Tattoos, right?
Yes.
It's like a match made in heaven.
Yeah, it goes together definitely.
Yep.
And I got a lot of tattoo artists that are bikers that are showing up. Well, it's a tattoo biker event. I feel like I need to be there,
You gotta love that.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you, we had a kid over in the room. I say kid, he's a young man, and he got a new tattoo. Does everybody do that when you're a tattoo guy? Like, hey, look at my new tattoo, or is it like, oh, don't look, I didn't get it from you, or?
Well, no, what I think it's funny too is if, and this is what I tell my guys at the shop too, is you gotta be really careful tattooing on people. Make sure that you're doing something that's going to represent you.
Yeah.
Because some people come in and they want a tattoo that it's not necessarily the greatest thing. They think it's cool. But after it's been there for a minute, you're looking.
But that's
at it
still
like
your tattoo, whether you
make
ripped
sure
it out
they're
or
not
exactly.
Yes.
Make sure they're not intoxicated, right?
It's not your fault, but it is your problem.
So they definitely they'll do this. But I tell my guys that you got to make sure that what you're going to do is going to represent you. Make sure it's looking good, because these people will tell their friends that they got a cool tattoo, but if they got a bad tattoo,
they're gonna tell 50 people.
Tell everybody.
Yeah, everybody finds out.
Hey, it's the same way in
Goes
the car
viral.
business. We sell 150 on average, 150 cars a month, and in 150 car deals, not everyone is happy. We wish everyone was. We try our best, but that one person is mad, you hear about 10 times more than the other 149 that are happy.
Oh, because they're happy. They don't need to tell anybody, look at me, I'm happy. Can't you just tell?
Absolutely. So we didn't even talk about, you've been very selfless in talking about your event, what you do, bringing in things for other people. What shop are you at? What shop is yours?
Evolution Tattoo here in town.
And how long have you been there? Have you always had your own? Did you start your own?
I've been there about 14 years.
Okay.
At Evolution Tattoos. And I've been here in town, tattooing in town for 19 years.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Listen, you're still way below the cuss count for Melody.
Oh, okay,
Melody
cool.
is the queen of the cuss count. So you still
She's
got
waiting still.
You got 3-4 more to go before you're in any danger.
Which
of passing
Melody are we
her.
talking about?
Melody Dumichelle.
Dumichelle? Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
So she comes on
she's
here,
awesome,
and she
though.
just didn't care.
Definitely.
She said whatever she wanted, and I was like, it's
That's
Melody.
how she is. I think
It's
that's
Melody.
why
I don't
she's
know.
so likable.
I agree.
She's just real.
So we were just talking about she's the president of Mojave Valley Little League, and their opening ceremony is Saturday, and she has done so much to bring in money for those kids, improve that park. They always used to play at the one field. She's got them in the bigger location.
Yep.
And but that's just what she does.
We're both members of Rotary too, and she helps with all of the events
Everything.
that Rotary's doing.
Yep. Even to this day, I still call her when I need stuff that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So, like, Melody, this thing on Google's stressing me out. She's like,
Yep.
done.
She's doing that for Rotary also.
Yep. So, Melody, we appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Melody.
So while we're talking about tattoos, do you have any wild tattoo stories where you're, maybe started one somebody couldn't finish? Do you have a favorite tattoo story?
Like I got a lot of stories. Maybe that's not the best thing to talk about on live whatever.
It's the best time, man.
Yeah.
As long as it's nothing criminal and we don't have to talk to the
nothing
police
criminal.
after this.
But I don't know if I want to admit to all of them.
I like the 3D tattoos that you're doing, where it looks like the spider's actually on the skin.
Yep.
It's really cool looking.
Yep. That was fun to do.
I saw a cover-up of I don't know what the proper term is. We'll call it a lower back tattoo on
Above
one
the
of these
butt?
ones.
The lower back tattoo. That's what I call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just the lower back.
I heard there's
tattoo.
another name for it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Well,
there's several other nicknames for it. Maybe not all of them are appropriate for this show either.
I always laugh. You can almost tell like people's age by the tattoos they have. So when I was young, that would have been like the Pam and Tommy era. Mm-hmm. Everybody had a barbed wire tattoo. Then after that, everybody got
one.
that that tribal tattoo, and then now everybody's got the big whatever, like 3/4 sleeve. And
spider web.
Young kids all have the forearm thing or the thigh thing. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
you just tell people's age by their
I do a lot of large
style.
coverage now. A lot of people want just full sleeves,
Yeah.
full chest plates, just large coverage. So that's what I like to do anyways.
Yeah, I say people my age, I'm 40, so, but we all get like one little thing on our arm, or one random thing, and then you look at it and you're like, all right, and then it's nice because you can do the big cover up and fix it all, and it's kind of a evolution. You've been doing 19 years. I'm sure you've seen a lot over that 19 years.
That's why we called it evolution.
Yeah,
because,
smart move.
It really
Look at that
has been a
plug,
changing
unintentional.
thing.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
It was,
Hey, Larry, let's talk a little bit about what you got going because I know we're
poker
running
run.
out of time. The poker run,
Yeah.
let's show that.
So the poker run, that one there is the Men of Fire Veterans Poker Run, and that's ran by the Men of Fire. But Ryan Granith is the guy that's the coordinator for it, and there's his number down at the bottom. You can get in touch with him there, or you can go to the website mayheminfo.com.
Cool.
And look up the poker runs there. And this one actually benefits all of the River Fund. And so there's an account in the River Fund that the Men of Fire Veterans Poker Run goes to. The proceeds will go into that, and then that is used specifically for local veterans that are in need.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then the charity, the Mayhem charity?
Yeah, the Mayhem Charity Poker Run benefits multiple charities, actually. One of them being the Men of Fire Veterans Poker Run. So we give part of our proceeds to them, and then we give part of our proceeds to the American Legion, and we give part of our proceeds to the Elks Lodge, and we're giving proceeds to the Moose Lodge, which is also making more money on top of that by serving breakfast as the starting point for our rally. So that's on Miracle Mile will be the starting point at the Moose Lodge, and it comes with breakfast and a T-shirt.
Nice.
And the other one,
pretty good value.
Yeah. So the Men of Fire
game already.
The Men of Fire Veterans Poker Run comes with a meal and a T-shirt also.
That's cool. Yeah. And then how about some of the acts that are playing? We have this one here.
That's Little Billman, and he's opening for Count 77. And Count 77, that's Danny Coker from Counting Cars and Count's Customs.
Cool. And then this one?
Full-blown celebrity.
Yep, and that's Crashing Wayward, who's opening for Slaughter.
Which is this flyer here?
Yeah, Slaughter is going to be the headliner for Saturday, and Count 77 is the headliner for Friday. And both of those are taking place at the Anderson Fieldhouse.
That's cool.
If you go onto the website, you can click on the links to be able to get tickets for that, and those are available through Eventbrite.
Very cool. And then you have the tattoo convention, of course, we talked about. If anyone has their phone out, you can scan that QR code right there and take you right to the website.
That's right.
So that's pretty cool.
We'll put links to the website or your Facebook down in the comments, too, so if anybody wants to check it out.
Cool.
Great. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah, very cool, man. And like I said, I think, it's probably one of those things that people are like, oh, cool, the bike run's here. But I don't know if everyone realizes what it takes to get back here and what you're doing to grow it and expand it and all that other stuff. So if we can get that out to people, the shot in the arm economically is huge, yes. But I think
I've basically had to quit everything else for the last 2 years. I don't do anything else. Like I do maybe
full-time gig.
I do maybe 4, maybe 5 tattoos a month now. I was tattooing every day, and I just don't have time to do it because if I don't do it, all this stuff won't happen.
We always say that, like, if we don't do it, who will? And I'm sure that's how you feel about a lot of this
Well, I'm
stuff.
sure people would like to step up to do it. I don't think that anybody realizes what everything's involved. I didn't.
Yeah.
And then I stepped up into it. Now I know.
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
Well, and
I would definitely give it a heavier thought.
Well, we appreciate you, man. I know, like I said, it is extreme time consuming. I hope everyone else appreciates you because, if you don't put it all out there, then a lot of people don't get to reap the benefit of it, and including us here in town. We don't do well financially, then we don't get to sell those folks cars, and then we don't get to have you on the show, and
Amen.
It's just a beautiful cycle of life,
That's right.
Maybe Finley wants to sponsor the event.
Well, is it at the Anderson Fieldhouse?
Yeah.
That gets challenging for us.
There's three locations though. You could sponsor a location.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Keith Park, maybe.
Yeah, I know the city would be happy if we sponsored something at Gary Keith.
Yeah.
they're always pitching us on stuff, and we're like, which one is that again? And
Oh,
they gotta
didn't
tell
you
us
say
it's
you were
the one
about
right
to
in
talk to
Middletown.
Toby?
So I am.
Yeah.
I promise you he's going to hit me up for something every time I see him.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, sir, it is an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you. Thank you very much. Guys,
I
check it out.
appreciate everybody.
Yeah,
you guys have
and,
shown me some love.
Yeah,
here.
scroll through there. Check out those flyers. Grab anything you want out of this video and help promote this event and make it big. And we'll be the Sturgis
And
of
if
the
you're
West
on
one of these
Facebook,
days.
sorry to cut you off. If you're on Facebook, go to Mayhem, the main event motorcycle rally 2023, and join the page.
Check it out. Follow it. Support. Share. Support. Do everything you can. Every little bit helps. You never know.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Larry, for coming on.